everybody. My name is Nina Huynh. I'm the Executive Director of the Nehru's Clinic Foundation. Just kind of want to dive deep into a little bit about my story and how I became a part of mental health. I'm an immigrant. I came here when I was 8 years old. When I stepped foot into this country, I did not know one word of English. And so I know how it is to be very confused. I know how it is to battle with identity crisis. And I know how it is to be very lonely, depressed, and anxious. But I didn't know all of this when I was younger. I was bullied for having an accent in school. And I remember in 3rd grade or 4th grade, I was sitting on a bench by myself after school. No one was around and crying because I felt so lonely and I was just bullied that day for having an accent, an English accent. So I was very depressed and I was very anxious throughout my childhood and throughout my high school years. And I didn't know what it was. It was so bad to the point where I was very suicidal. I remember just looking up like how to kill myself, the quickest way, just because, I didn't think that anybody would listen to me, or I didn't think that anyone would understand where I was coming from. I felt so isolated and just so hopeless. It's not until I really got involved with the Nehru's Clinic, learning more about mental health and seeking services and therapy services, where I was like, oh my gosh, that was severe depression and anxiety that I was going through. And that's, I started seeking therapy. But I remember even in my early 20s, being so depressed and just so hopeless, I also once again looked for ways to kill myself the quickest way. So that was such a dark time for me. I remember it was 21 years old, about to be 22, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, you know what? I have to seek therapy. And so I got a therapist, and therapy really changed my life, honestly. I wasn't suicidal anymore by that point. I didn't seek therapy for a few years until I entered law school, and I was like, okay, I was getting really stressed and depressed. So I got therapy again. And then when I got out of law school, I also seek therapy one more time. So I have a very long history of mental health and therapy. I am where I am today is because it took a lot of trial and tribulations, and it took a lot of work. And so my message to young folks out there is there is hope, and please don't give up on yourself. Just because somebody look a certain way outside, it doesn't mean that they don't struggle or they don't have their own story or they don't have a mental health challenge that they're dealing with. So please, please, please remind yourself that you're worth it and you can get through whatever hardships that you have going on right now, because I believe in you and I know there are many, many people out there that believe in you too.